I just got my Black Widow KB 54-inch version, which is the shortest bow they make. I wanted this bow for its compactness. I wanted a little bit heavier bow than I'm used to, and I wanted a single piece because I've been shooting a takedown. Thought it'd be cool to get a one-piece bow. This one is Osage. As you can see, it's super yellow right now, but it'll darken over time, which I think is really cool. What else? So I got it at 49 at 28, so I should be pulling about 45 pounds. Used to I was pulling 42-ish, so it's just a little bit heavier. Won't really make a huge difference in my opinion. You can see these limbs. They're pretty awesome. Have a lot of figure in them for Osage anyways. So yeah, I got this, and the first thing, I'm just using the stock Widow string, which seems to be good. I like to change out the center serving. I make it a little bit shorter, and then I use 26 thousandths crown, and the tag end is not through it, so it's just wraps. And then I put a knock point at 5/8 high, knock high. That's just to start, because I like to shoot a lot so that I can work in the string before I start my arrow tuning. That's super important, in my opinion. I kept a spider on each end, and then I added these wool muff ball things. I like these. They collect a lot of burrs in there, a lot of water, but I just like them. So I like shooting a clicker. Added that, and it's close to the right length to get started. Got my limb tip protector, and then really that's it. So the first few 2 to 3 days, I'll just shoot the bow with my with arrows that are somewhat close, and then once I get that string worked in, I'll actually start tuning it. You can see my limb tips too. Those are pretty awesome. And like I said, it's really yellow right now, which I knew it would be, but Osage looks so good after it ages a little bit. It's kind of just an old school wood. So really excited to hunt with this one this year. Hopefully can get some deer with it, but you never know. So I'm just gonna do some shooting and see how I like it. I've drawn it, haven't actually shot it, but it's so smooth. I was actually surprised because 54 inches is pretty short. So I was thinking it might be a little stiff, but really it feels perfect, and I think it's gonna be a great bow. I'm gonna add my quiver on it as well so that I get used to the weight of it, and I'll need that when I tune. So let's get into shooting.
When I'm setting up a new bow, I like to begin with the clicker just so I can get the glue dried on it. So the first thing I do is disassemble the clicker completely and add some BCY number 24 D-loop cord. You can see here that I'm fluffing the end. This will make it where it will not be able to pull through that steel. I'm going to heat it with a lighter, and then I'm going to flatten it as flat as possible. Next, I take some electrical tape and I'm going to pull that cord straight down just so the cord will dry straight and it won't be at an angle. Once the bottom side dries, then I'm going to just flip it over and then glue the top side of the cord. I like to completely redo the center serving, so all I did was cut the center serving and then unravel it so it comes off. I put my bow square on there, see where my 5/8 knock high is going to be, and then I do quite a bit below and then quite a bit above so that my center serving isn't oversized but it's still enough to protect the string. This is my center serving jig. I've been using it for many years now. All I'm doing is twisting with the string twist. Then I'm going to check my knock fit here. I have the tag end that I'm wrapping around and that was too tight. So now I'm going to cut that tag end right here. And then the overall diameter of my center serving is going to be smaller now, so the knock fit should be much closer. I'll check that again right about here, so I make sure it's on there tight but not too loose. Now that I made it to my mark, I'm going to pull out a bit of extra, and then I'm going to cut it from the serving jig. This is where I'll back serve, and that'll tie that center serving off, and it'll be good to go for a knock point. This is where I'll start my knock point. So all I do is add my bow square, make it where it barely touches the riser shelf, and then I'm going to tie at 5/8 knock high just for a starting point to work my string in. For my knock points, all I do is overhand knots on the front and back of the string. I usually do 6 on the front, 6 on the back. This one I'm tying a little looser so I'm able to adjust it for tuning. Finally, my knock point ends with just a square knot in between the last 2 knots, and this has worked really well. Melt it and smash it down so it won't come up. Going to work on my string silencers. I like using a pair of spiders, so one on top, one on bottom, and then this wool puff ball. And I'll measure those out so they'll be equal on both ends. Next, I put the base plate of the clicker down. It's about that high on the limb, just so the cord is relatively short, and then I just center it on the limb. Pretty simple. Now I mark my clicker cord on the string. It needs to be at an upward angle slightly. I'm just going to Sharpie this so whenever I unstring my bow, I'm able to put it at the right spot. This kind of shows you how it needs to be at an upward angle to allow that spring steel to pop. When I unstring my bow, I put that BCY 24 cord through the middle of the string and also some BCY 3D serving material so I can tie above the cord so it never slides up. This will just be a back serve again.
Alright, so now I'm gonna do my clicker cord length, and I just put the whole bundle through there, and I don't want to waste any, so that's why I did that. Usually I would cut it shorter, but being a cheapo. So this is my first time actually drawing this bow. So I'm pretty excited. The knock fit is perfect too. So that's awesome. That was 26 thousandths. Power, I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to look. I'll show that though. Alright. Oh, geez, that feels good. Super smooth. I did not expect that from a 54-inch bow. I don't know how close that was, so I'm just going to pull through. I don't want to pull it too far past my click. Oh, yeah. Dang. Gonna be a short cord. So it's a little short. So I'm gonna get it really close. And then as I shoot, I can micro adjust it. This thing feels so light. The actual bow weight. Okay, that's about perfect. So now I'm gonna cut that about right here, because I do like it slightly long, and then I'll melt it so it doesn't fuzz up as I shoot it, and then it won't be able to pull through either. So that'd be perfect, and then I can start shooting. So I just want to do a quick look at my PCH versus my KB. So the PCH is the shortest takedown bow, and then the KB is the shortest one-piece bow. You can see the difference there. The weight really, there's not a huge difference. This does have antler bolts, but yeah, not a huge difference. And Osage is probably heavier. I don't really know. But yeah, there's the two compared right there. And then this one's a 58 inch and this one's a 54. So you can see the difference there. Pretty cool though. Okay, here's first shot. I think he's so quiet. Clicker's louder than the bow. I wanted to shoot it without the quiver at first. Gosh, it's not even stiff to draw. It's so smooth. It's gonna be a good bow. Clicker going a little quick. I'm a little shaky, but I'm always shaky. Since that is shots without quiver, I'm gonna put the quiver on now and actually start shooting it. But so far so good. So I use the Selway strap quiver, 5 arrow. I like this so I can interchange it with my other bows. So I just slide it on here and then slide it down on the fade out as far as possible. I usually mark my fade out where my quiver is so I can ever see if it slides up, but I've never had that issue. Then you just wrap it around. Perfect. Just like that. So day 2, just gonna continue shooting. I shot it quite a bit last night. Everything's going good with it. These arrows aren't flying good, but they're just to get things settled in. So I'll tune later this week. Pretty good, huh? Ooh. Ooh, pretty good. That's the second group of the day, and that was about 18 yards, so pretty good. Not bad. Alright, I'm gonna finish off by shooting without the clicker because I'm sure most people want to hear what this bow sounds like without a clicker. Another thing to note, this arrow is about 500 grains. I think it's 480 if I remember correctly, but I just pulled my clicker cord all the way out. such a quiet bow, and the sound it makes is just a thunk. Like it's not high pitched or anything. It sounds really good. Love this thing. So I think that's gonna be it for now on this video. I'm gonna shoot it until Thursday, which is about 2 more days. Then I'm gonna start my arrow tuning, and I'll do a whole video on arrow tuning and arrow building, so that'll be a good video to watch, and we'll get this thing dialed in for hunting season, which is only a few months away. But so far, this bow is just awesome. It's only my second day, but I can already tell it's going to be a good bow. Super excited about it. Thanks for watching.